One of the benefits of using streams is the ability for us to perform random access. So for example, if we're using a file stream and the underlying file contains these 6 bytes, we can randomly access these bytes without having to read through the entire file. The position property of the file stream allows us to get or set the current position in the stream. We can think of the position as pointing to the current byte in the file stream. So when we create a brand new file stream, the position is set to 0, and one thing to note here is that the position is 0 based, so a value of 0 indicates the first byte in the file. If we were to call the readByte method, we'd get the value 05 returned, and the position will be incremented by 1 byte, so it now points to 0f. If we were to set the position to 2, the pointer now points to the third byte in the file, ff. If we then used the readByte method, we'd get the value ff returned, and once again the position would be incremented by 1 byte. In addition to setting the position property, we can also use the seek method to randomly access the file. The seek method takes 2 parameters. The first is the offset, and the second is a seek origin. In this example, we're specifying a seek origin of begin, and that means that the offset will be calculated from the beginning of the file. Here we've specified an offset of 2, so the position will now be moved to the second byte after the beginning of the file, or in other words, the third byte of the file. Once again, we could call the readByte method, and this will return the value ff, and once again advance the position. We can also specify a seek origin of current. This will take the current position of the stream and apply the offset specified. So here we're specifying an offset of 1. This will advance the stream 1 byte from the current position. So essentially this is like saying go to the next byte. Once again, if we call readByte, we'll get the value 2a returned, and the position will advance 1 byte. We can also specify a negative offset, and here we're using a seek origin of end. Essentially what this is saying is move 3 bytes back from the end of the file. This will move the position to 5e, and once again we can then call readByte, we'll get 5e returned, and the position will be incremented by 1 byte. One thing to bear in mind, however, is that not all streams will support random access or seeking. If you want to determine whether the stream that you're working with supports these methods, you can check the can seek property, which will return true if it supports random access seeking.